shot.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey guys, welcome to the LDM Show. My name is Alyssa Luce, and this is.
Charles Laloma. How we doing, guys? But again, we were just listening to the song, and we were like, oh, I can't wait to our new intros and stuff. But the song would never, I don't think the song would ever go.
No, it's a classic.
Yeah.
It's a theme song of the LDM Show.
Yeah, so check that out. It's Give It a Shot. So it's actually on our page too, the music video. Maybe we'll throw it up there.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
the original?
Yeah, the original. What was her name?
I wouldn't know.
Oh, wow. I just drew a blank on the original singer.
It's okay. We still
wow.
appreciate her.
Yeah, she gave us the song. She was like, you can have it. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And since then, we used it, and, we never went back.
Don't break what's not broke. I mean, don't fix what's not broken, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say don't break what's not broken.
I know. One of the two works. But I'm glad you guys are here. I'm over here looking to see. I'm glad you guys are here, and we're having like a good time. You can see our little background is, it's
Very festive, guys.
Very festive.
I hope you guys are prepared to go shopping during this mad
No.
season. No, you're not prepared.
No.
I know, right?
The shopping has started, yesterday?
Well, Black Friday.
It's
Really, everyone starts shopping Black Friday because
Nobody was going
look,
Black Friday.
Ooh, look, I can get it for sale. Look, and I'll just hide it in the closet.
You know how many people, for how many years I've been saying, make sure you look at the prices weeks before.
Yeah.
And don't try to go to the store and be like, it's on sale. No. Listen, there's products, when I used to work in the vending stores and stuff, they would tell you, yo, go put that price up to $45. But it doesn't cost $45. I know. But we're going to say you're going to save $20. I'm like, so wouldn't it go back to the regular price? But they don't know. And now there's a lot of videos showing that, or it's the same price it was yesterday.
Yep.
Well, that's what you get for thinking. Now, I know what I want to buy, and I know normally how much it would be. Like the cameras. Black Friday, $400 for the camera. They're always $400, boy. Don't come trying to get me,
People think, oh my God, look at this name brand, and it says this money off, and it's like, no, people. I think, yeah, you were right about that too. Like some people went into the TikTok videos, and they were like pulling the Black Friday signs off.
Yeah, and it was the same
exact same price.
Yeah.
It'll just be like sale, and it wasn't a sale.
There was no sale. There's no sale.
I definitely agree with you there, though. But I do know some people that actually started shopping already.
Yeah. Well, I know people that shop like in the summer.
In the summer, I mean, I guess.
Yeah, there's some people.
Will's over there like.
Yeah, Will's putting his hand out. Well, there's some people that walking around. Oh, there's a sale on this, and there's never really a sale on this. Let me
Yeah.
grab it now because I know this one person will probably want it for Christmas, and they'll buy it right there and then.
But it's like you remember those things when Christmas comes.
Well, just put it in your Christmas closet.
You have a Christmas closet?
I don't know. I'm just calling it a Christmas closet. That one little closet,
He said notes calendar.
The notes, yeah, too.
Wow, you're very organized. He said, I'm cheap.
This way you're not.
At least I guess you do better than me because I personally just won't buy any gifts and everyone gets a card.
Yeah, I'm still with that. But we like this year we coming back with gifts for, of course, LDM, but they're gonna be not gifts you can probably find here. You know what I mean? So there. Anyway, we always go out of the country. We come back with little tiny stuff that I see. There's one thing that I was telling Rhea I wanted to get for everybody, but then I was like, yeah, it's so big, it ain't gonna fit in our suitcase, and it's made out of wood, so it might break. They make handmade piggy banks over there, real nice, it's real pretty. So like kind of big and stuff, and you see the people doing it, and they laminating it, and it's made out of bamboo. So things like that, like you said before, like handmade stuffs are cool.
Oh, I love handmade stuff. Actually, my friend, she was shopping for like some of her nieces and nephews, and she was shopping for I think like 5 different kids. So we went to Dollar Tree, right? And we were just walking up and down the aisles like, oh, this looks cute. Oh, this looks cute. Oh, look, we could do this. So she bought like $200 worth of stuff and like a bunch of, they had these buckets with like Santa's belt on it. And you just put all the stuff in the buckets, you wrap it in plastic wrap, boom, gift.
Yeah.
$200 for 5 people. Most people spend that on one person. So it's like,
Listen, like I said, those gifts that you still have in the house that you didn't like, just make sure you don't give it to the same person. Be like, didn't I give you this gift last year?
right, go through your closet, see what still has tags on it, because we've all been there before. Like, oh, I bought this, but I never wore it. You're the same size as me, like,
There you go.
repurpose.
Redo it all again.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
She went back to school.
The Disney Channel days.
Right? No, but let's get into some news that I was seeing. I'm trying to remember because I don't have my card with me. One of them that I seen was what I'm going to be talking about in Speak Out, which pissed me off. There was a white kid who saved someone from getting robbed, got beat up by a bunch of black kids, and died. That face is what everybody has when I tell them. When was this? 3 to 4 days ago, right? More than 4 days, right? About 2 weeks? No one mentioned anything about it. No one's protesting about it. No one is trying to figure out why these group of kids are outside beating up people and robbing people. No one is saying none of this. So now on X and all the other social medias, people are coming out, where's the cries now? And it's hashtag say his name. Anthony something was his, check it out. But he died from the beating, but no one has done nothing. And then even, black professors and coming out, if it was reverse, if it was the black kid with all the white kids beating on him, here comes the media to start a race war and start to get people pissed off to how you call it, to break buildings
just to separate, divide and conquer.
Right.
Yeah, that definitely is messed up. And
Which a lot they doing that. A lot they using the race stuff.
Like even I'm gonna go there. The whole Israel and Palestine thing. Like people will try and pick based off a name, and it has nothing to do with what you're saying. Right. Like why is there even human on human crime? Let's talk about it. And it's like these people will just not be able to communicate and use their physical force, use their privilege, right?
Yeah.
Because think about it, one person against a group of people, you're obviously not going to come out winning. So it's like, why do you feel that people have an authority thing? Like they want to be in control. They want to show their authority all the time and take advantage of that. And I don't think that's right, personally.
Hello, Rosa. How's it going? It's like people are complaining and they pissed off about it.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of kids beating up on one kid. No matter if it's one white kid or one black kid, one Spanish, doesn't matter who it is. It's just one kid versus a whole bunch of kids that are not doing nothing, but no one wants to say anything about it.
Right.
I don't know what they were doing in the streets. I just know that they were trying to rob somebody and it all went down the drain. So people are saying, like, say his name too.
Yeah.
Say his name. It's wrong is wrong, no matter what it is.
It doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter the circumstances. It's like you shouldn't be taking other people's lives.
Yeah.
You're
and
not
I know some people are, but he's a white kid. He's a kid. All kids are innocent until they reach puberty and want to hang out with their friends. But they showed the video where some of the kids didn't really want to hit him.
Yeah.
But since they were in the group, they went in and hit. Like there was one kid in the background, looked at them and then kicked them and then went back. Like he didn't really want to do it. If you feel like you really don't want to do it, but you are pressured to do it, then you're with the wrong friends. That's all to it. Teach your kids that it's okay to be alone, at some times.
Amen.
I might as well be alone than with a bunch of people in the cell.
Yep. That is true. I personally was a loner myself. Anytime I would see people running to go record a fight or there was people, getting handsy or arguing, I would just walk the other way because I already know I don't want that in my life.
Yeah.
And it's just like, why even let that energy near you, Like, yeah, the kid Anthony is dead, if that is his name, right? But now the kids who caused him to die have to live with that for the rest of their lives.
If they have a soul.
Well, right, but it's like, who really has the heavier burden here? You know, the kid that rest his soul, he's gone now, or the people who have to stay living and actually witness what they did and then cause somebody to lose their life. Like, people don't consider these things. They'll just act on impulse.
And just because they want to be with their friends. Listen, the only thing I did dangerous with my friends is when we were jumping off the second floor window into the mattress. You know? That was me not wanting to do what they wanted to do. I just wanted to do it better than they did. It was a competition with my friends.
Well, you were doing backflips?
We were doing everything. Oh, I didn't do a backflip. That was one thing I was scared. I'll do the front, or I do the swan dive into the mattress. And as we got older, we were like, yo.
That had to be a thick-ass mattress.
No, it was, well, back in those days, no matter how thick it is, it hurts because it was spring.
True.
There was no cushion with the spring. It was a couple little mothballs or whatever that thing was inside. And then the thing is that when we got older, we had a reunion one time. We were talking about it. We still don't know who mattress was that. We found it outside.
Y'all could have been jumping on bed bugs.
What was that?
You know.
Oh, I don't see it there.
Oh, hi, Shirley. Happy holidays.
Oh, I don't even see it. On let me go check on the LDM network.
Guys,
let me change
technology. You know?
Yeah, because I was on the LDM show. Oh, Karma has everyone's address. They'll get theirs. Yes, and I hope they do. And then I hope that the kids that didn't really want to do it, it would strike them so hard that they'll change their life and change their friends.
Oh, for sure.
You know, because they probably still have a conscience. That's why they didn't really want to, be part of it. But turn around. And then kids just dumb because, first of all, some of them were filming it. You're not filming it just to leave it on your phone. So now, I'm not surprised yet that they didn't name some of the people they arrested. It should be a quick turnover, but
What about the parents? Are they speaking out? Because usually that's the thing.
Thank you, Rosa.
Pursuing. Oh, you don't know, obviously, right?
Yeah, the parents, the father was just upset, of course.
Right. It's like, what do you even do at this point? It's
he said he just wants to find out, like, what are they going to do? What is, because he's more of upset. It's like, it's a kid got jumped. So, I'm trying to find out how old was he. He was a teenager, though. This was in Las Vegas, right? Yeah, okay, I found it. It was in Las Vegas. Jonathan Lewis was his name. 15 teens beating him down because he wanted to protect a smaller child than him that was getting pushed and robbed from that mob.
Wow.
So he's a hero, in other words. He didn't really that's not his job.
Yeah.
That's who I call heroes when they do something out of the ordinary. But maybe he was being nosy. Maybe he was being a Karen. You never know.
Either which way, it's still not right for you to take their life.
Yeah.
Like, I think people...
Maybe he thought he was tough. Leave him alone, and didn't realize...
He probably was that kid at one point, getting bullied and stuff, and he finally had the courage to, stand up to the bully. But, we weren't there. We can't tell you the facts.
Yeah, I'm just reading, and the witnesses say the teenager was pushed into the fence and then repeatedly struck by the members of the mob. And again, should it be a race thing? I don't know.
Personally don't think it should. It just is.
To make a point, maybe.
Violence is violence.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what race you are, what gender, what age. Violence is violence, and it just shouldn't be done.
Yeah. So, but they had a bunch of hillbillies. You do not want to piss off the hillbillies.
Hillbillies.
You do not want to piss off these backwoods, big acre camp people. You know what I mean?
They're the true Americans, and they believe
the true American type of people.
They believe in the right to carry.
You don't want to piss them off because you think that your little 5 or 15 little clique compared to these hillbilly mobs coming down and stuff. Well, Rufus, get my shotgun right there. You gonna get my car? Hey, put that kid. Woo-ha! You know what I'm saying? They be.
Next thing you know, a whole mob hunting you down.
You know what I'm saying? They all coming down and in their pickups and all this stuff. So, you know, a couple of them are still old fashioned, so they'll come in their horses. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just thinking.
You spend too much time in the country, Charles.
Yeah, I know. I got to get out the country, but or at least get the country out of me. But yeah, it's a sad thing. So no matter who it is, it should be justice being made, and it should be the same rapid justice you gave to another child.
Yeah.
So that's why people are being pissed off about it.
I agree.
So,
you know?
But other than that, also, I don't know if you heard that New York City is making budget cuts.
Shocker, shocker.
Because this guy took all the money. That's how I see it.
What guy?
The bald-headed guy that's supposed to be that guy, that mayor guy.
Oh, the mayor guy?
Yeah.
What do you... I need to explain, elaborate.
What happened? Oh, yeah, that's right. Because I remember we were talking about, you know, they were blaming him for the air that came in here. So maybe he took the money to buy some industrial fans to
Are
blow
we going back to the Canadian fires?
Yeah. So, but anyway, remember he's now under the telescope for money, taking money and doing all this other stuff, which I'm not shocked.
Tell me something new with these politicians.
I'm not shocked. People when will say he's
You know what?
but you think about it, when the whole pandemic and all that came out, he was pushing for money, which Dumb and Dumber was doing it too. You know, that was Cuomo.
That is their job to make
No,
it
but
look
they
like,
were pushing for
I need
money for different things. He came and did similar things, but with the immigrants.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna tell the president I need money for these immigrants that wasn't even here yet.
Yeah.
But he was pushing for money. He told them to come, so he thinking that the president was gonna give him money. Yeah, I'm gonna put him on the beach. I'm gonna put him in Randall's Island. I'm gonna put him here, put him there. The president said, we ain't giving you no money. Oh, man, we got the problems now with all these immigrants here. Now, all of a sudden, you got problems with all these immigrants here. Where's the money that they did send you the first time? That's where he's. So now, you doing budget cuts with police, which is okay. They don't need to be doing overtime. Find a way how to develop where you. Maybe take these 40 cops you got in that one little block on Manhattan and split them up. Maybe that's an idea. No, but it can't happen, right? So you want to spend overtime for other ones. Oh yeah, the poor police academy people that pass probably won't graduate because they cut some of them off too. But again, from 34th Street all the way down to like 47.
At this point, they're just traffic cops. They're not.
Yeah,
really
you got
cops.
like 50, 60 cops there where you could have just spread them out. But the tourists that go in there. Who you want to protect more, the tourists or the people that live here?
The people who bring the money.
The tourists, yeah, they bring money, you know. We just take the money from them. But no, but if you delegate a little bit better and budget it, that's why it's called a budget. How are you going to have a budget and then say we went over the budget? Then that means you wasn't doing your budget.
Right. That means you weren't thinking.
So
that means you were probably spending it on things you shouldn't have been.
But the one thing that bugged me out, if we cut, I'm just thinking out loud, like when they were in this meeting and they had 20 dumb old people trying to figure out how they're going to do a budget.
I know, right? I need to get into these rooms.
Who the heck was it, the one that said, you know what? I got it. If we cut the libraries on Sunday, it would really help us with our budget. Like, what the hell said they cutting Sunday libraries like it's going to make a big dent on the budget? Nobody goes anyway.
That's not true. Libraries aren't very important.
No, they're very important. But on Sundays, one day, it's not going to make a big difference on the thing.
No, I
That's
hear
like
what
you
you're
saying,
saying.
listen, turn those lights off for at least 2 hours. My bill came up high. It's still going to come up high. It's like, that's not going to do anything
Yeah.
to the budget. Look somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's why I don't understand who was that smart one that said it and then the dumb ones that agreed.
Yeah.
Because, the one that said it, he ain't going to be dumb unless someone else agrees with him. So everybody else was like, yeah,
Right,
good answer. They were like on
everything
Family Feud. Good answer, good
Everything is true unless it's rebutted, right?
Right? So who the heck thought of that? Like cutting and then they want to cut the school,
The school buses?
the budget.
Oh.
How much more? How much more? Because you got teachers buying their own supplies now.
Oh, my mom been buying her own supplies since I was born.
Even drug addicts know they don't buy their own supplies. They don't even go. You know what I mean? Come on. You got school teachers talking about, share the glue. I only got to afford one. I only could afford one.
Isn't that crazy that first of all, teachers, they have to go to school for over 6 years, right? And then they have to get all these certifications, do all these trainings, and then you have to pay to supply the education that you're getting paid for the city
Yeah.
to actually educate these kids. And then if you don't educate them properly or well enough, you could get fired.
Yeah, but they don't want them to teach them to be smart.
That's true.
So you're teaching these teachers to be smart so they can pass their knowledge off, but now you're stopping them from passing their knowledge off because you don't want these kids to be even. And this is why I'm glad that we said the school thing, because that was the other subject. There are some black people and browns that are okay with what I'm going to say, and then there's some that are fighting.
Okay.
The school wants to stop the testing because it is not good for color people. Yeah, the standardized testing. Why don't you just teach them better?
True. And you know why? Because most
The money.
of them are autistic.
Like Will said, it's all about the money.
Most of them are autistic. Most of them have ADHD.
No, but
most of them have mental development problems. And it's not even the child's fault.
Yep.
It's what they're eating. Because before you send them to school, you send them to the deli, you let them eat hot
starve
Cheetos,
them.
you give them Capri Suns, you give them
No, it's
Gatorade,
mostly
you give
the
them bacon,
teachers.
egg, and cheese, you give them chopped cheese. 8 o'clock in the morning, first thing in your stomach.
Shit.
And then you wonder why.
I ate all that and I still was an A student.
Do you not understand?
I was still an A student with all that.
Do you not understand the difference
Right?
in the ingredients versus
No, but
when
it's not the
our
ingredients.
kids
It
are
has
growing
nothing to do
up?
with the ingredients.
It's
because,
everything to do with the ingredients. Because if you look at the ingredients
Hey,
on
you
all
know
those things,
Einstein was a
they have
smart
Red
person,
40,
right?
yeah.
And you know he was not a vegan. You know he ate junk food.
Do
you know he did all
what
that.
era Einstein grew up in?
And he also sucked. Yeah. He was on the breastises.
Yeah. Do you know what a decade
Well,
Einstein
everybody
grew
was
up
on the
in?
breastises back in those days.
And again, it has nothing to do
Yeah.
with what the people are eating before. It's everything to do
No,
with
but
what's
they
in the food
saying
now.
what they saying is that the black and browns, to what I'm taking it, the black and browns are too dumb to pass this test.
It's not that they're dumb, it's that they're too high.
No, not only that, you're not teaching them to that level of passing tests. They're not teaching that. You're teaching, and like they say, oh, the rich schools have all the best equipment. No, they don't have the best equipment. They have the best ways of learning.
Yeah.
They tell you, do 2 plus 2. And you're like, 4? No, it's not 4. See, because you got to do the 2 plus the 2, and then you're going to carry the 5, and then you're going to bring this 2 down, and then you add this, all the way just to get to the 4. And they'll be like, didn't that's what I just said? Yeah, but I explained it a little bit. Like, what? But then you go to these rich people, 2 plus 2 is what? 4. Good. And 4 comes from a name, and they'll explain where number 4 came from, where this came from that. They expand on that. But then you got these public schools that 2 plus 2 is not 4, because you got to carry this, do this, 3 in this, and that. And then you got some schools that say if you say 2 plus 2 is 4, you might be phobic of something now.
I'm so happy that I graduated.
I was like, when they said that, if I'm not lying, look it up. There are some people that are saying
I
it.
believe you, because at the end of the day, when I was going to school, compared to like the following years after me, it wasn't even that long, maybe like 3 years. they were starting to like do things on computers now. Nobody even uses pen and paper anymore. And I'm just like, how do you people learn? Like,
Yeah, that's-
you know, like the way
They need
that
to
things
bring
have
back-
changed so much. Obviously, nobody's grasping anything.
But you know what's so funny? The only test that I say that they need to take off is the aptitude test. Is that what they call it? When they check to see what are you going to be.
Yeah,
No,
they
no,
don't do
that's what I'm
that.
saying. That was the only test that I said. You know why? Is because I don't know what a poodle goes through on a dog test. You know what I mean? They were giving stuff that has nothing to do with where we grew up.
Right.
So that's why they took that off. This standardized test is not that.
Yeah.
Right? This is 2 + 2. Did you learn it? Yes or no? Well, I didn't learn it because I'm black. No, it ain't got nothing to do with that. Mira, I didn't learn it. I'm Puerto Rican. I don't know. I know. Mira, you got 2 plátanos there, 2 plátanos there. All I know is I eat it. That's it. No, it's
So
not.
you got 0.
Right, and now you got 0. It's not that type of test. It's a standard test, meaning that you have to know this. So
Look.
that's why I'm, not to cut you off, but that's
No,
why
it's
a
fine.
lot of the black professors from Harvard,
Yeah.
they are protesting this.
Yeah.
They saying, no, you're trying to dumb down our people,
Yeah.
and it's not going to happen.
But do you just realize who is protesting this? The professors, the people who are already educated, the people who already went through this, the people who already pushed themselves beyond the limits that generations has set up for them, right? Because if you think about it, it wasn't that long ago my grandma went through segregation. She's only 70. People don't realize how long ago this really was. It wasn't a long time ago. It was less than 100 years ago that we couldn't even be in the same classroom because I'm 2 shades lighter than you, you know? So it's like, obviously, they're trying to regenerate the things that we went through before, and people are so naive and so helpless, and they don't have a mind of their own, and they're willing to follow what everyone else says,
Yep.
and they won't fight for the things that your ancestors fought for hundreds of years. It's like, treat people equally.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Especially
and if
with
it's
that.
hard, push them. Show them that it's possible. Show them that you can do it. Encouragement is so powerful because one day you're going to die. Ain't nobody going to be here to take care of your kid. And you've been holding your kid's hand this whole time and you're gone. Now who's going to push them? They won't have the knowledge to push themselves.
Not on that, where the hell the world is going to go? Be like, listen, how we built this building, I don't know. That was the generation before us.
Literally.
Just hopefully this building
They
don't
even do the
fall.
same thing with the bridges.
Yeah,
they
like-
don't build anything anymore. Yeah, they're building square boxes because it's like, you just stack it like blocks. But
No, but the thing is that
look at castles. They don't build castles
Oh,
anymore.
shit. The castle's on sand, because that's all they're gonna do. But the thing that I don't understand, back in the days when they didn't know about literacy or hyperness,
Yeah.
the teachers would be like, listen, stay after school. We're gonna find out why you can't get this as quick as the other kids.
And now it's like, I don't get paid enough for that. I can't do it. Or, because my mother's been a teacher for a very long time, she has 5 classes now. So it's not just 30 kids she got to worry about.
She gotta worry
It's
about all of them.
90 kids she got to worry, or more, right? Because she got to grade all these papers. She got to really evaluate if what she's teaching them is sticking. So teachers are really understaffed and they're overworked. And the fact that parents are also overworked and they're not there fighting for their kids, that's kind of messed up.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, where the parents are saying, no. If my kid cannot pass this type of test that has nothing to do with race or color, then
Yeah.
he doesn't need to be passing.
And honestly, too, what I was gonna say before, it's really, I was just in Queens in Astoria, and I kid you not, if you guys go to like the Ed Koch Bridge, right, the 59th Street Bridge, whatever you want to call it, and you're on the Queens side, literally you're in the projects on one side of the train, and then you cross the other side of the train, it's high-rise buildings with freaking waterfalls in their lobbies. Think about that right now. Like, these kids go to completely different, they're in completely different area codes, but really they're on the same block, and they'll be sent to different schools. But guess what? They have worse food in those areas. They have more crime rate. They have more drug use. And their diets are horrible. Like, they're more on technology. They're not doing any extracurriculars, and it's really has nothing to do with the race. It's just the simple fact that they're not being pushed to do better.
Yeah, because that's a good idea, and I just want to say I was not rude. I was texting Shirley, who's a teacher, to see if she's still online. But it's a good thing that you said that. Kids from all the way up to the 90s had more graduation, people leaving high schools than now.
Yeah.
And they didn't have the technology that they have now that can get them even smarter. So why you don't think about that? Like, why is so many, and kids in the Bronx, in the hood and everything, they were poor, but half of them finished high school, went to college, more than now.
Yeah.
So something is, and the test is still the same. Still multiple choices. It's still 2 plus 2. But now that y'all want to change everything and give everything fast. Now, I can tell you this much. Kids from other countries that's not United States are a little bit smarter. Why? Because first of all, they give them sleep breaks. They don't really give them homeworks to go home. Because if you don't know it in school, you ain't going to know it when you get home. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand the homework thing.
Raiden's over there like.
My son said, exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. Like, if you don't know it, and then you're going to send them homework with parents that don't understand your new work. So they can't even help their kids. That's one. Two, when they get home, they need to relax their brains. You already got them 8 hours, 9 hours in the school, where that's another thing that should change. Your brain is so tired that when you get home, that why half of the kids, I remember me, take a snack, fall asleep as soon as I get home. Because my brain was so tired. Remember, your brain is a muscle.
Yeah.
For the people that never really understood school, your
brought
brain
up
is a muscle.
Einstein and all these scientists and
they all took rest.
They took regular naps.
They took relax. They was like, I'm going to chill here. I'm going to go here. So when you have these people where they show that
everything is work,
and then they don't know what's going on because they brain dead. Like, they tired. Their brain doesn't want to go.
That's all it really is. It's you're high and you're overworked.
So
it don't work that way. You're gonna. There's no reason why you should be 30 years old, 40 years old talking about, I'm exhausted. Like, dude, get to past the halfway point at least.
Why you think blue collar workers versus white collar workers, when they come home, white collar workers are more tired than blue collar workers. The blue collar workers be like, yeah, okay, let me get dressed, and they go out because their body got so used to hitting the hammers or hitting whatever they got to do. But a white collar worker is using their brain so much that they're so tired because they didn't want to take that break. And then they be like, and then they want to take some of the work home with them. I got to do this report for tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. Like teachers.
Honestly, I read a book. It's called Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie. And he mentioned that as well. He mentioned how the brain itself does not get tired. The body definitely does, right?
Gets tired from it.
But the brain does take majority of the blood in your body. That's what's keeping you alive because it's giving everything oxygen, right? The thing you breathe in. So when you are stressed out while doing work, that is what makes you tired. Because if you don't like the job you're doing, if you're doing things that you're not doing on time, right? You're procrastinating, you're stressed about it, your muscles tense up, so you're there at the computer, whatever you do while you're working. It's not that it's hard work, and it's not that your brain gets tired. It's you put yourself in such a state of stress, you need more relaxation.
And that's what the kids need in school. Just either give them a break, during the time. Don't send them maybe with homework, and try something different. Not cut their time or give them an easy test now just because you want them to pass. Because the more people pass, the more money they're going to get.
Yeah.
So that's how I see it. You're trying to get these kids to pass tests so you can say, our school system is real good. We need more money. No, it's not real good because at the long run, I'm thinking the long run, I'm going to be old. I'm going to have 1 or 2 nurses and 1 doctor Because there's no more doctors because you got these dumbed down
And
kids.
literally, they're talking about that. There's a shortage in nurses and the doctor staff, so they're even paying people to go to college. Not paying people
Right,
to go to
yeah, to
college,
go to-
but they're paying for the schooling because they're like,
Well, that's the
dude,
thing, too.
Nobody's
College should be free.
applying to.
College
hello.
should be free.
No, they're like, nobody's applying to be doctors and nurses, and it's like, first of all,
Who wants to do 8 years of paying and coming back and doing 20 years of paying it back?
not only that, but like, I was doing research on this recently, and all prescription drug medicine, how they're derived from herbs.
Mm-hmm.
But what makes them different from like natural herbs, let's say like the mint plant, like they use that to make Tylenol. That's not the actual thing, but for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
All they did was mix the mint with petroleum to make it Tylenol. So it's like all Rockefeller did was buy up all these colleges, and then he's like, look, you're gonna use my oil, you're gonna make me profitable, right?
Yeah.
Like,
College, because I went to 12 years of school free.
oh yeah.
And then the last 8 years you want me to pay?
Oh, I thought you.
No, I'm talking
I
about
thought you
from
actually-
first
No, yeah,
grade
got
to
you,
12th
got you.
grade. And then another 4 years with some of the stuff that people are studying. I don't even know why they do 4
And
years.
everyone's studying business and marketing.
That takes a year.
Everyone.
A year. Matter of fact, you want to learn about business, come to here. We'll tell you in about 20 seconds. Like it, I did 4 years of college. What for? Art. Wait. You took 4 years to learn the color of paint? And how to draw an eye? And what you working on now? I'm in McDonald's in the daytime, and I'm, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, there has to be, a give. College should be free automatically. Now, because if I want to become a doctor, that means I'm trying to tell you I want to save the earth, the people in the earth. You should automatically be like, yeah, go ahead, because he has to do 8 years of his life so he can save life. Oh, wait, but I'm going to stress him out by taking his money. Now he can't even save life because he's stressed.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? So, listen, and you shouldn't be doing no 4 years for no art. I'm telling you. Or 4 years to be, well, they don't even call them secretaries no more. What they call them?
Receptionist?
No, they don't even.
Personal assistants?
Maybe
Internships?
personal assistants or something like that. You know what I'm saying? When interns do the same thing and they not even paying, you know what I'm saying? They just learning your job. So as soon as they done, they're going to take your job. So, things like that, you have to figure out should take a year or not. Some of the stuff, teach them while they're in high school.
Yeah.
I hate to see these schools that say college prep schools. What are you prepping me for? Are you prepping me to be a doctor?
I took a class in high school that I got college credits for. It was a public speaking class.
See, but you're doing public speaking, but half of these prep schools are they calling them prep schools, but they're not prepping me for nothing. What are you prepping me for? You didn't even prep me for the parties they have. Like, give me something when I go to college besides points that I'm going to take with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if I'm going to be a doctor, shouldn't you be giving me doctor stuff in a prep college school?
Yeah.
So then I don't have to do the 8 years if I'm doing it in high school. See what I mean? Like when I was in high school, they gave us law stuff. They gave you mechanic stuff. They gave you stuff that you wanted to do.
Yeah, some high schools
So
are specialized now.
Yeah, when you finish high school, you basically don't even have to go to those schools. You went straight to work.
Yeah.
Because they, like on 11th grade, they did internships.
And I feel like that's another thing too. Like finding jobs is stressful now, because it's like if you don't have this experience, if you don't have this certification, then you don't qualify, and it discourages you from applying. And then the other thing too is like, especially if you
I call it the circle. You need experience to get this job, but then you need education to get the job. But without the job, you can't get experience. But you need the experience to get the job. But so you can just go in the circle.
It don't make sense. And then the other thing too is like all these smaller mom and pop shops, smaller businesses, like they don't want to pay for people to come and help work with them,
Well, can afford it sometimes.
I know. Yeah, that's true too. But then it's like, damn, like how are people supposed to get a job?
But Shirley said, I have students who can't read, who can't write, and who do not know their timetables.
Can't or won't?
They are 13 and 14 years old in 8th grade.
Can't or won't?
Okay. And then Shirley said, Oh yeah. Okay, I was reading it through here.
Okay, this is exactly what I was talking about, Shirley. It's not the fact that they're dumb. It's not the fact that they're lazy. It's just a simple fact.
Well, those are the
that-
facts, but you know.
It's the simple fact that the generations now are so unmotivated. Like they are
Well, not only
so
that,
privileged and entitled. They get
That's-
whatever they want, and it's because the parents are like, "Well, I didn't have this when I was growing up, so I'm gonna get it for my kid." And then the other times they're like, "Oh, I'm too tired to deal with you for right now, so here, just be quiet and take it." Right? So you got to really consider what households these kids are coming from. If they're not motivated properly, if they're not shown, look, you're valuable, you add value to society, nobody can replace you. There's 30 other kids in this class, but each one of you are unique and individual, and you guys need to be here. There's a reason why you're here beyond learning math. But guess what? When you learn this math, it will help you in life when you move beyond this classroom. But they're not looking at it that way. They're looking at it as, oh, I got to pass this class.
But you know, to throw one more in there, when I was young, the news gave good news.
Yeah.
Like, this kid got a new scholarship. I remember getting a paper.
That's cool.
Paper for writing about Roberto Clemente. They gave me a Carvel coupon, and they took me to another place to learn how to write more.
Sponsored by Carvel.
You know what I'm saying? I went to, well, I didn't go to third grade because the third grade was a business third grade for the smart math people.
Nice.
So we went outside to learn about 2 for $1. Oh, that means that it's 50 cents a piece. We learn how to break stuff down by going outside, by doing these field trips. Now
That's
they don't
another
even
thing.
do those
They
things.
don't. They really don't. And honestly, I completely understand why, because the traffic is horrendous. The subways are terrifying. And a teacher being responsible for 30 children,
That I can say.
and there's no chaperones because all their parents are at work.
The parents can't read
And
either.
literally, that's what I mean. Like, you got to consider where these kids are coming from.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Not only that, some of their parents probably they know how to read, but they don't care because they're hanging out. Because you got to remember, half of these parents look at kids anyway. They, pretty much kids. But you cannot expect a parent to teach a kid when you just totally change how you teach.
Yeah,
2 plus 2 for centuries.
it's 4.
Even the cavemen said, ooh, 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 ooh. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, even Hey Lucy, she said trains
Hey,
are
Lucy.
terrifying, but we have to troop it.
Yeah,
Trust
but I'm
me,
saying,
I
like,
agree.
the trains, I don't think it's more of the chaperones or the thing. It's more the kids. Because now you got these kids that want to act up and all that. You can't even take them out.
Yeah.
And then you can't tell them, no, listen, sit down. You don't tell me what to do. I'll call your parents. And then the parents come in. You don't tell my kid what to do.
Yeah,
Like, what?
that's so unfortunate though, because
There's certain times you
that
can't tell my kid what to do.
I think that's why I loved elementary school so much, because we got to go on so many trips. When I was
Right.
in middle school, I didn't go on any trips at all. I only went on trips because of after school. Like, I was in the YMCA and they would take us to do things. But that helped enrich me. That helped make me
And explain
see
to you
things.
why you
And
taking the
not only
trips.
that, yeah, most kids, they only
On the
go
other side
home
of the
and
world,
go to
people-
school. Yeah, on the other side of the world, people are dying. I mean, every
on
time
the other side of the street, people are dying.
Yeah.
They die everywhere.
I mean, every time I take the train, I get a little bit more traumatized because there's always a homeless person, there's always a mentally ill person, there's always a smelly person, then there'll be somebody
And
passed
that's just
out
on my
the
family
floor,
parties.
and then I'll see a rat running by, and then there's this
Okay.
somebody else talking to themselves. It's just like,
Exactly, in my
it
family
stresses
parties.
me out. It stresses me out. But this is why I bought a car and I was driving, and then this is also why I stay in Yonkers and I just don't go to the city because
It's hard.
it's horrendous. It's true, because
Yeah.
I every time I regret coming back home. I'm like, oh my God, why did I do this to myself?
It's the traffic and everything. It's just, to me, I don't worry about anything. I'm just like, if you want to teach the kids, you have to teach them properly.
Yeah.
That's where it falls down to people saying, oh, but we don't have the budget to teach them. Your voice does not carry cash.
Yeah, and
You know what I'm saying? Like, your voice, just talk to the kids sometimes. I have, like, Shirley's been a teacher, and I heard horror stories sometimes, and it's mostly because they tie their hands. Like, they can't tell them what to do or how, so it's hard
it's true.
out there. So you have to, I'm going to
And
see,
I say, for those of you who
small
are teachers out
businesses
there,
are barely making it.
Yeah, we spoke about that too. But even parents, or even listen, if you have a child in your family, be that one person to encourage them and remind that child that they're important and there's a reason why they're here. That's beyond their capability of understanding right now, and one day they'll get it. But if we're not telling our kids that how much we appreciate them, if we're not showing gratitude for them, and if we're just, letting them be and just shutting them up and then keeping them busy so we don't have to spend time with them, it's going to cause damage to them as an adult. And like I said, you're not going to be here one day, and they're just going to have to figure it out the hard way, and they shouldn't have to.
Shirley says that's why I founded Go Girls, so that these black and brown girls could be exposed to more than just reading and writing in school. They learn social skills and expose to diversity. Yep. Some teachers work for the money and not for the craft.
Trust me, Lucy,
I
agree.
I think now, the ones that are probably going now, but the ones that were, been in the business, they just got tired of trying to teach. They just got tired of trying to break these walls down that the Board of Education puts in front of them.
Yeah.
And then, because it's hard to be a teacher right now. It's like it's hard to be a pimp, But it's hard to be a teacher because you got to fight Board of Education. You got to fight these young mothers and fathers. Then you got to fight the kids. So there's always something and after a while you're just like, you know what? I'm just going to be here for the paycheck.
Yeah.
So that's where that came from. But I don't think no one ever went and said, I want to be a teacher to be with all these kids and these kids screaming at me because I want the paycheck.
Yeah.
It never happened that way.
And not only that, but it really does matter the kind of teacher your kids have, right? Because my brother, he's 10 years younger than me, so he'll come home and he'll tell me how much he hates school and how all these teachers get on his nerves and
because
how
they were trying to teach him,
yell at him and all this stuff. And it's like, my mom's been a teacher for 20-something years, and she'll have students that come back to her that are in their 20s and their 30s, like, Miss Sanchez, you changed my life. Like,
Thank you.
I appreciate you, and you've always stuck in my mind. You inspired me to be a teacher. Be the change. Don't care about what the rest of your colleagues are doing.
Yep. Teachers are not babysitters. Parents play active roles in their education.
Yeah, that's true. But at the end of the day, most of the times, these kids are latchkey kids, and you're the adult that they spend the most time with.
Yeah, but I hear that a lot. Teachers are not babysitters. But guess what? When you do pay for a babysitter, you still expect the babysitter to teach your kids something, right? So when the parents are giving them away to this one person, the parents are sitting back like, oh, but there's an adult there. Should have showed him not to grab that pencil.
Yeah.
So that's the parent's fault.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So as the teacher's there, guess what? Once you grab that child, you're responsible for that child.
Yeah.
That means you're responsible for that child's upbringing as well. So you cannot say a teacher's not a babysitter if they just there. It's called teach. So sometimes the teacher teaches them, hey, don't put that pencil on that lip. Don't do this, because I had teachers like that. Like when you're writing in a book, don't write in that book. Someone else is going to use the textbook. Textbooks. Let me explain to y'all people that. Because I just said textbook and I caught myself.
I use textbooks, yeah.
Yeah, we had textbooks and we had luggage looking like the army coming from school with all these textbooks in our body. It was a book that you use, and then you can see who used it before you, because they used to put their names on it. And it taught you, because you had to take it to school and read it. So on Tuesdays or Wednesdays when you had social studies or math, you had to bring your social study or math book. That's textbooks. But anyway, they used to tell you, don't do this, don't do that. When you go into the cafeteria and they'll give you the food, don't eat your food like that. Chew. So they are babysitters. They are teaching you beyond what they're supposed to.
Yeah.
But now they're using that mindset of teachers are not babysitters, and it took a whole different twist.
Yeah. And since the topic started with black and brown families, right, I want to really emphasize the fact that most of these parents do not feel confident in their parenting abilities. That
could be another reason.
They take their kids to public school because they're like, I need to get me time, right? I need to go to work. I need to pay my bills. They're focused on me. They're focused on sustaining a family, right? Mm-hmm. And she said babysitters don't engage in educational learning.
See, but that's what I'm saying. They're not educating. Everyone, as an adult, they need to get that off their mind. Because as an adult, it takes a village, right?
Yeah.
So if you're saying, as a teacher, I'm not going to educate that person beyond my math because I'm a math teacher, then you actually shouldn't be around kids. Because you have to take it beyond. I had a teacher, like I said, my social studies teacher, homework used to come in costume of what he was teaching you. So you can get a sense of read between the line.
Yeah.
A sense of, like, he would give us a book and say, read the George Washington book, read the Martin Luther King book. And then you reading it and studying what the book says, and then we used to come back for a test. Nothing on the test was about the book. It was about what Martin Luther King was drinking that day. I don't know what he was drinking. Well, it says here he was standing on a hot day. So imagine.
Yeah.
So he used to make us use our imagination to read between the lines. That's why when people speak to me, I'm like, what you're really trying to tell me is this and that. How did you know? Because of what you said.
Yeah.
So, and he was the one that used to be teaching. Don't speak to the person like that. If you speak to this person, that's where I first learned you can catch flies more with honey than you could with vinegar and all this stuff, because that's the phrases he used. So he taught beyond social studies.
Yeah.
My music teacher taught beyond the music notes. You know, my gym teacher taught beyond. So teaching is not just.
It's not confined into a
box. Yeah. Thank you. I was like trying to find the word. Like, it's not in that box. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying that the word babysitter should be erased from the mind, because that's when you don't want to do extra, because you have that stuck in your mind.
Like, oh, that's
I'm not saying they
job.
are babysitters like, okay, it's time for your nap, be. Not like that, you know what I mean?
No.
But you have my child there as a teacher. I'm assuming you're going to teach them more than just the math.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people say, don't be teaching my kid about this LGBT. Don't be teaching my kids, because they know you're teaching them beyond that. So they know that's going to happen, but don't teach them this and that. So it's a battle, but like you said, they consider it like, oh, I can't wait. My kid's going to be 5 years old. He's going to go to school. I'm going to have time for myself. For what?
Yeah.
For what? You're not, I got to do chores. You don't do chores. You're just sitting there talking with your girls and smoking and drinking and all that. Take that time when your kids are in the school and educate yourself maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think you get my point. My point, the teacher's core responsibility is to teach, not to spend time telling kids about their behavior and engaging personal conversations about their lives. No. But
that is how you connect with a person.
I was just going to say that.
As a teacher.
That's how my teacher connected. Matter of fact, the biggest, what was his teacher's name from New Jersey? The Batman that the guy made the movie. I'm not just a teacher. I'm the Batman, Carter, or something like that. Coach Carter. No. The one that
Coach Carter.
Coach Carter was another one too, that he got into the personal life of the basketball players, and it became.
Oh yeah, that's a movie.
Yeah, but then there's this one that turned a school in New Jersey that was no good, and he turned it around.
Yeah, there's another one with the white lady in California.
Stand by Me, right? Or was it Stand By Me? But
there's another book like that, right? She was the white lady, and it was a ghetto school.
That's the
you know
one
what
where
I'm talking about.
Dangerous Minds or
Dangerous Minds?
Yeah, wasn't Dangerous Minds, right?
I couldn't tell you guys.
But that's how you get the kids to learn.
Yes, is anybody you want to listen to you, they have to trust you.
Yes.
Okay. If not, they don't give two rat holes what you're saying, because they don't know you, they don't trust you, and they're not gonna vibe with you. Freedom Riders.
Freedom Riders. There it is.
See, you got it.
See, you know the movie, then you should understand that it's not the word babysitter. We're not saying babysitters, but they have to teach beyond what they supposed to.
Right.
Because that's how they like. We agree to disagree. You know what that means, right? we won. No, but when I taught martial arts, I sat down with the kids because the one thing that I learned, a lot of kids said, "You don't understand me. You don't live my life." Mm-hmm. Okay, so then tell me what your life is, so I can understand what it is. Now I can teach you a little bit better. It's like, like you. If I'm just talking to you and I'm like, "Hey, here's this burger," you're gonna look at me like, "I don't eat burger. I'm vegan." Well, I didn't know that. Well, of course you didn't know that because all you're doing is teaching me 2 plus 2, but you never got to know who I am.
Yeah.
You know, and like my son went into a class. First of all, he's small. Went into a class 2 grades above his thing, and they're looking at him like, "You're in the wrong class," and he's, speaks educated and everything, and they were like, "Okay." Now, with that said, you should know that if he's in that class, he probably knows what you're teaching already. They didn't speak to him about it. They didn't say, "Hey, do you know adding? Do you know timetables?" He could have been like, "I'm already in dividing and fractions and science codes."
Yeah.
But if they would have talked to him and knew that, they would have never had that problem. The teacher he has now came up to me and was like, "Is your son like, wait," because I was speaking to him and getting to know him. I was like, wow, a teacher that sat down, now they can teach him better.
Yeah.
So that's why we're saying about being a babysitter, you have to understand to be one with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and disassociate from the titles as well, because we got 4 minutes. Thank you. So we just want to remind you guys, like, it goes beyond just, oh, this is the curriculum, this is what I'm supposed to teach, da 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 da. Like, no, most kids, they learn from each other at that. They're not going to learn from someone just talking at them all day.
Oh, yeah.
So let them have conversations and you don't understand when a kid goes outside your classroom and they just had a conversation that transformed them. That is so valuable. When they're sitting in a classroom bored all day, they don't want to listen, they don't want to do the work that you're giving them. Change the energy. You're the leader, you're the authority in the room. You have all the power. Use it. Yeah,
that I don't even think they did that. Like we taught our son obstacle course, like jump on this, and then you have to read the thing, and then you read it, you got to run to the wall and find the color. Like, we made games because that's how I learned in school. My math teacher had us all turn around against the wall, write a question on the board, and it was boys versus girls sometimes, and then it was side of the room versus side of the room. But as soon as you turn, you got to run to the board, answer it, and then come back and hit the bell. And if you win, bam, you get a prize, which is like a minute to yourself, 2 minutes break, 3 minutes. She used to give minutes, or she'll give a longer lunch, something like that. But the kids were so wanting to win a minute that they didn't understand that they were learning.
Yeah.
So she made it fun. In that sense of the way, find a way to teach. The same way we find a way how to speak to you guys, and change your thought of thinking. So, but it is Christmas, and maybe we can find that present there where they open it up and people can get common sense again and brains. I don't know. That's what my wish is.
Nice.
My Christmas wish. I'm waiting for the North Star.
I asked Santa for a pink sparkly jet. It's still building,
It's still building?
Yeah, the elves, they have really small hands, so they can only build a jet, but so fast, so.
Yeah. So, but, as you can see, we're going to go outside and play with the snow. We'll see ya. Have a good time.
Bye, everyone. Happy holidays.